So just hours after learning their Champions League fixture list with trips to Dortmund, Paris and Milan to come, Newcastle have got to try and get things back on track here at Brighton, and it's a tough away game for Newcastle. They'll be looking to bounce back from 2 consecutive Premier League defeats here, and a very good Brighton team who got into Europe last season. But let's not forget what got Newcastle into the top 4 last season. It was away form, it was picking up victories at places like Brighton. They did get the 0-0 draw here last season, but they went to a lot of tough places and got victories, and I think they're going to have to repeat that here today. And I think Eddie Howe touched on it in his press conference. There's no panic. He doesn't feel any need to switch tactics or change the team around too much. He just basically wants to get Newcastle back on track, and he knows that this is going to be a real test for him and his players. And if they can get the win here today, then that'll be huge for Newcastle. They know they've got that game against Brentford to come. They need to get points on the board before they get really stuck into those Champions League fixtures. And what a fixture list that is, by the way. Milan away, AC Milan away in the first game at the San Siro. A real opportunity for Newcastle to pick up a famous result at a venue where they've already done it before. Remember 20 years ago, Alan Shearer getting those 2 goals against Inter. Younger fans won't remember that one, but they'll be looking to make new memories on this particular trip to the San Siro. So it is here in Brighton that we get the first opportunity to look back on deadline day, and it was never going to be anything spectacular for Newcastle. They already had their business done pretty much 10 days ago when Lewis Hall came through the door on a loan, which will turn into a permanent from Chelsea. I don't think they were going to bring in anybody else from a senior point of view. Obviously there was some outgoing loan businesses to be done with Jeff Hendrick eventually getting that move to Sheffield Wednesday right at the end of the window. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like Isaac Hayden managed to get an English club, so perhaps there may be an opportunity for him with some of the European windows still open. We'll have to wait and see. But no real shocks in the window yesterday for Newcastle, and now they can settle down with the squad they've got. I'm pretty sure Eddie Howe will be happy to do so, given the window to a huge distraction, especially for a tracksuit manager like Eddie Howe. He just wants to get on the training field with his players. He's now got the opportunity to do that, settle everybody down and start really attacking this fixture list which we spoke of. And it starts here today against Brighton. I said yesterday on one of my videos, Newcastle need to stop the rot, but I think really from Newcastle's point of view that might be a slight exaggeration. I think it's more a case of trying to restore that little bit of order and getting a result, a big result. Hopefully they can pick it up today here in Brighton and then move on to that game against Brentford. But overall, Eddie Howe will be delighted with those four signings that he made. Tonali coming in the midfield, Lewis Hall and Livramento offering some backup at fullback, and then you've got Harvey Barnes who's pushing for that first start. So lots still to be excited about. Newcastle just need to get that result down here today and hopefully move forward in the next few weeks.